Second, what was that?
What? Nothing.
I could swear I heard something.
I'm hungry. Oh, God.
Be quiet.
Well, after fan backlash of Friday the 13th Part 5 A New Beginning, they decided to bring back the series' main antagonist, Jason Voorhees, in a movie titled Jason Lives. And I'm just gonna flat out go on ahead and say this is my favorite one in the entire franchise. Yep, even more so than the first. I just love this one. It opens with a great cemetery scene that would have looked great if it was in black and white, like Wolfman meets Frankenstein. Tommy Jarvis is back in this one. Yep, completely ignoring the idea of him being the killer in the last film, and maybe even the fourth film. Fans didn't like the idea in the end, and they wouldn't like it now. Not to mention Tommy is played by a different actor in each movie, so it's hard to relate to the guy when all he does is complain that Jason's coming, Jason's alive, he's after me. And in the fifth, he was just bored out of his mind. So Tommy again doesn't do it for me. Who does do it for me is Jason. He's the entire reason to watch the movie. He's resurrected after Tommy and his friend Alan dig up his grave to see if he's really dead, and see that he finally rots in hell. Yeah, he looks dead to me. Then Tommy goes apeshit for whatever reason and starts poking him with a metal fence post. Lightning strikes the post, and that's all it takes to revive Jason. It's like the Frankenstein monster with lightning, and just like Dracula with his many reincarnations. Jason shoves his hand on Alan and rips his guts out. I heard that the MPAA cut that quick shot out, so it must have looked as if he was pushed to death by Jason and takes his place in his coffin. Keep it warm for me, buddy. And then, Jason's most crowning moment. One reason I love this film. Yeah, awesome zoom in on the eye, and what the hell? Is he doing James Bond? A James Bond reference in a Friday the 13th film. Are you kidding me? It's ridiculous, but it's so great I haven't heard anyone say anything bad about this intro. I think it's fucking awesome. That's why I love this movie. Another great character that I love is the sheriff, Mike Garris. He has an awesome mustache, and he can be seen as a dick of the movie, but he's so great. I can't put my finger on it why I think he's great, probably because of his awesome mustache. His sidekick, on the other hand, can't really act.
Hey, get your hands off her, animal! You little turd! I ought to punch you silly.
Well, the whole time Tommy is trying to convince the police of what's happening, Jason is running around causing a huge ruckus, killing soldiers, playing paintball, which was really meant for comedy, and it was done right. He also gets his signature machete back. Yay! And apparently his hockey mask still has the same axe mark. Okay? Alright, a lot of the deaths in this movie are great, especially when Jason crushes the cop's skull and he makes a funny face and a funny sound, and when he sadly kills the sheriff and breaks his entire back up to his legs. Good God. And the music is pretty funny. It was like, dead! Just to hype up. Oh, he's dead. When he turns the girl's neck and the music is funny there to hype up, well, she's dead. He throws someone through a window and leaves a pretty big mess there too. So Jason steals the show, and like I said, a reason I like this movie so much. But another reason I like this movie so much and is equal to loving it so much as Jason is because of this guy, Court. He's flat out, hands down, my favorite Friday the 13th character besides Jason. All because of this one scene that happens to be my favorite horror movie death of all time. This movie right here is responsible for my favorite horror movie death to one of my favorite characters. Court is in an RV with his girlfriend, and he just causes chaos. He runs amok in the RV, drives it all around. Nikki, who is the girlfriend, is jumping all over the place. He won't stop going so fast, and he blasts the radio to full volume to a song I've downloaded and listened to many times because of my man, Court. It's an Alice Cooper song titled Teenage Frankenstein, and whenever I listen to it, I just think of this scene right here. Props to this movie. Well, Jason snuck inside the RV and kills Nikki in a neat but funny way by shoving her face in a mirror of the bathroom. That's hilarious. And throughout the struggle, Court doesn't even notice because he's listening to Teenage Frankenstein on full blast. Jason slowly approaches him, and ladies and gentlemen, my favorite horror movie death of all time. He didn't even notice him the entire time he's rocking out. His emotion changes too fast when he sees Jason. He's so happy that he's like, huh? And the way his head tilts and leans is just hilarious. I lost my mind when I first saw this and repeated it so many times. It is just fantastic. This is probably the main reason this is my favorite Friday the 13th movie of all time. The rest is fine too, but this right here is the main reason. Props to Court for the death and my introduction of Teenage Frankenstein. And props to Jason for causing the death. And not just that, but we get a good RV crash too. It's just all, it's all so great. Jesus Christ. While the rest has Jason causing a ruckus near Camp Crystal Lake to a bunch of little kids while Tommy sets a trap for him near the lake. They have an epic final battle which causes Jason to be stuck with a chain in his neck and a boulder attached. He chokes out Tommy underwater, who somehow survives, and Megan turns on the motor to the boat to cut Jason's neck, and he's proclaimed dead and is where he belongs, in the bottom of the lake. The ending is also my favorite ending in the entire franchise as well. It would have been the first film had it not been a dream. Jason is seen underneath the lake and his eye glams at the camera, waiting to strike again. Other endings suggested that Jason's dad Elias would be introduced and tell the old gravedigger that Jason is alive and looking for him. That would have been interesting. There were other endings suggested, but what we see is what we see, and it became so famous that they put a life-size prop of Jason underneath a lake to scare local swimmers in the water. That's how great this movie is. It's my favorite Friday the 13th film. It is actually a fan favorite. It received a lot of good reviews from others calling it the best in the franchise. Love Jason, love the sheriff, and definitely love Court, my favorite Friday the 13th character besides Jason. So yeah, this movie has history. It's the first film to feature Jason as a supernatural force, an undead, powerful superhuman revived by lightning. The film also includes metaphor and action like a car chase. But before I end this, I also gotta mention this real quick. That's hilarious. Of course we don't see the glass go into the old man's body because of our good friends in the MPAA, and a couple just so happen to be there, and Jason is about to kill the old man, and when he sees the guy looking ahead, Jason just targets them for some reason and kills them both with a machete, and it's also hilarious because of the confidence in his voice and the face he makes. So, I guess anyone Jason sees with his eyes, he'll instantly target you. Like, what did this guy do wrong? It's like if Jason is sitting home getting ready to eat breakfast and you walk by his house and see him through the window and wave hello, good morning, like the nicest person ever, and he sees that, he'll get his ass off that seat and grab the machete and chase your ass. That's basically how it is. Well then, my favorite Friday the 13th movie, best one, hats off, time for the new blood.
Just found your friend Court and some girl. Her head was crushed in, and Cordy had a knife rammed through his skull.